Oh, hello. Welcome into my workshop and welcome to the show Creations in Clay. My name is Louis Palladini, and tonight I'd like to do an animal that everyone is familiar with. I like to do a polar bear, and I like to show you how to do that from start to finish. This is one of my favorite animals. It's up in the Arctic, you know. They're very beautiful animals, you know. And every now and then I like to watch the nature shows. You can see them like growling and wrestling with each other. And they look like a giant teddy bear, though. I'll show you the types of clay that you can use. There's an oil-based clay such as this, which never hardens. You can use it over and over again, and that's the great thing about this clay. This is the one I used to use all the time when I was a kid. The other type of clay that you can use is an air-hardening clay such as this, which hardens in a couple of hours or overnight, and then you can paint it. And then that way you have the permanent animal. And then I'll show you my preference for the clay is a clay called Super Sculpey, which you can bake in the oven at about 275 degrees for about 15 or 20 minutes, and then it becomes hard. You can drill it, sand it. There's a tremendous amount of detail that can be done with this type of clay. That's why it's so good to use. The size balls of clay we'll be using tonight are, I want to show you, we're going to be using this size ball of clay here for the body. And this will actually, I'll show you how to make the head with this one too. And then these 4 small balls of clay are going to be the legs. So we'll do the 2 front legs and the 2 hind legs. I usually have we'll use the bigger balls of the 4 for the 2 hind legs. I'll show you how to make the body. I want to show you on this bear right here. What we're going to do is create this head. See this area right here? Just think of it without the legs and the ears, and we're going to make that. And I'll show you how to make that. We're going to take this ball of clay here, and we're just going to kind of squeeze it in our hands like this, just like this. And I'll show you, just work it like this. Lengthen it out. And then what we're going to do is, see how I'm kind of taking this portion here up near the front and rounding that out. Going to make that's what the head's going to be. So what I want to do, see that? That's the shape that we want. But now what I want to do is I kind of want to make the nose. So what I'm going to do is, see this? See how this, I'm kind of pulling this out like this? Just like that. And then see that? You kind of work that a little bit, like that. Just like that. And that's the shape that we basically want to create. So that's what it looked like from the front, and that's what it looked like from the side, and that's what it looked like from the top. And then what I also want to do is, for the spine, you see I'm kind of pinching the clay like this? Just do that. See how I did that? And that's like the spine area of the back. So the next step in the process that we're going to do is I want to make the legs. And I'll show you on this bear here. See the legs here? We want to create the back legs and the front legs like that. And then we'll make them in that shape, and I'll show you how to do that. We will take these 2 balls of clay here, just kind of take and roll them in your hand like this, or we can roll them a little bit on the table like this. I'm going to go down on the table. Just roll a little bit. Think of it almost like a little log. And then we're going to proceed to make the other one. These are going to be the back legs. So just kind of roll it like this. And I'll show you what we want to do. See the leg here now? What I'm going to do is take, and I'm going to make the toe or the foot. See, I'm kind of pulling that out. I want to take and pull that out like that. And then the shape that we want on the leg is this shape right here. See how I'm doing that? Isn't that cool? You got the little foot, and then we're making the hind leg there. And I'll show you how to make the other one. We're going to take this here, and I'm going to see how I'm squeezing this. And we're going to kind of give it that rounded out shape. And then we're going to create, see how I'm pulling out the foot? Just you take and pull it out, squeeze it. And I want to make sure these are approximately the same size, which they are. And now I want to proceed to make the two front legs. And what we'll do is we'll roll those out like a log, just like that. Going to do like that. And then we're going to proceed to make the other one and just kind of roll that on the table like that. Look at that log shape. So now from that log shape, I'm going to take this leg here, and I'm going to take and pull that foot out. See how I'm just kind of pinching it, and then you kind of pull it from that side, and that's the other foot. That's the foot. And then see, just kind of squeeze this and make that shape there. See, I flatten it out a little bit, squeeze it from both sides, and we're going to proceed to make the other front leg. I'm going to pick this up. See this? Make the foot, just like that. Pull it out, just like that, and we're in very good shape that way. So what I want to show you now is how to attach the legs. I'll show you on the bear that I've already completed. See this? We want to put the legs in this position. See how you kind of build up that shoulder area there, and then this leg in the back in the rear is a little wider on the rear, and you can kind of see how the bear itself, he's usually like a little wider in the back, and then he kind of narrows out in the front like that. So we're going to proceed to put those legs on. So I'm going to take the bear here, and see this? We're going to put this leg right here. See that? And just kind of work it in. I'm going to take and squeeze the leg or the clay into the body like that. See that? See, I'm kind of working that in with my fingers, pinching it. And then what we want to do is we want to add the other leg to the other side. So I'm going to take this, and we'll put this in the back like that. See, and then I'm going to press that up against the bear, just like that. Work that in like that, just like that. And it's working out pretty good. See that? And now we're going to proceed to put the leg in the front. I'm going to put that here. I'm just going to work that in, just like that. And then we're going to take, and I'll put this one on the other side, right there. Just kind of, you try to put it in approximately the same location as the other one. You see, I'm just going to working that clay in, just like that. So what I'm going to do now is try to shape the legs a little more, or we want to make him look like he's walking. So I'm going to take this here. See, I'm taking this leg here, kind of pushing it up like that. And I want to push that leg back a little bit like that. And then on the other side, I'll show you, we'll do this. We'll kind of make him look like he's walking this way. See that? And then we can kind of pull that in that direction. And I'm just going to tap him on the table a little bit, trying to get him, lift the head a little bit. So we're in good shape that way. The next step I like to do is I want to proceed to make the head with the eyes and the nose. We'll do this area here. I'll show you in this bear here. See how we have the nose here in the front? Right there. And see how I did the mouth? We're going to create that. We'll create the eyes, and then we'll create the two ears. I'll proceed to make the ears first. I have some extra clay over here on the side. I always like to have a little bit over there, and we're going to use the additive technique. So I'm going to take a couple of little pieces of clay, and I'll show you the size that we want. Let's see, let's see, I'll show you. In my hand right here. See those? That's the size that you want for the ears. And I'll show you how to make the ears. What we're going to do is almost make a little U shape. So I'm going to take this ball, squeeze it between my fingers like this, and almost think of like an upside down U. See that? Just like that. And I'll show you. And then what we're going to proceed to do is we're going to put the ear right here. Now that we've done that, and place that on the bear like that. See, I kind of work it in with my fingers. And then we're going to proceed to do that for the other side. So I'm going to take this, flatten this out between my fingers like this. See, I flatten it, and then I kind of round it, take my finger, kind of tamp the bottom, and think of almost like a U shape. See how that looks like a little U? And we're going to take and proceed and put that on the other side of the head here. See that? I'm going to put that right there. And I'll take and see the front. I'm just kind of pushing that in. You want to work the clay from all sides so it doesn't fall off the head. And another thing that I want to do is I have a toothpick. So what I would like to do is take the toothpick and just kind of create a little indentation in the ear. See, like this? Take the toothpick and kind of go like this. See, I'm just kind of making like a little hole. And we're going to do the same on the other side. Just like that. Make that little indentation. And then what I want to do is I want to make the eyes. So I'm going to actually make like a little hole with the toothpick. So I'm taking the toothpick here and going like this. Just like that. And I'll do it on the other side also. See that? And try to get, like, you can kind of see how the way I'm just kind of working that like that. See those eyes? So you might just want to take the toothpick and work a little bit more, round them out a little more. You want to make them approximately the same size. And now, the next thing that we want to do is I want to take and make a nose. So I'm going to take a little piece of clay. And I'll show you. It's kind of tiny. About this size here. See that? Let's see. See that little piece like that? We're going to take that and put that in front of the nose right here. So what I'm going to do is take this, attach this to the front of the bear, kind of push it in like this. And then I'm going to take and just try to shape it a little bit into the shape of the nose. See that? And then what we're going to proceed to do is I want to take the toothpick now and kind of just make a little indentation like this. And then do it on the other side. See that? Kind of make an indentation like this. And another indentation like that. And then what we can do is I want to take the sharp toothpick again and just kind of make the mouth. So I'm going to take and go like this. See this? Go like that. And then work it from the side. See how I made that? And then what we could do is you want to make and do it from the other side. See, I'm just working that. Let's see, I want to make sure, I got to get that a little better. I want to fix that a little bit because his jaw, what we can do, I'm going to improvise a little bit here. See this, how I'm taking the bottom jaw now? And I'm kind of, I want to have him have an open mouth. My other bear didn't have an open mouth. But I think on this one here, we'll just, see that, how I created that open jaw? And that's what we want to do for him. And then, there's one more thing that we want to add for the tail. I'm going to take a piece of clay here. And he has a small, almost looks like a little bobtail. So you take, roll this in the hands like this. See that piece there? And then what I'm going to do is slowly attach it right here. And the bear is pretty much complete now. We just got to do the fur. I want to do his the little feet or the claws. So what I'm going to do is make a little indentation here. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll do it from the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'll do it in the back. See this? We go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll do this one here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now what we want to do is we want to make the fur. So what we can do is take this here, take the toothpick. I'm going to do this area first because you're going to do very short strokes like this. Then you're going to do up around the eyes. See this? Just like that, just little short strokes. And we're going to do the lower jaw. And you're going to do this around, and then the back of the ears. I'll try to show you right here. Let's see, get a good view there. So you just kind of take little short strokes and do the back of the ears like that. And you're just going to make little strokes. Go all the way around. You do the neck area. Just like that. Then I'll show you how to do and you're going to do the legs. See this? Just work it like that. Let's see. See that? Just like that. And it gives it a nice texture for the fur. Just keep working it like that. And then you'd go around the entire leg in that manner. And you're going to do all 4 legs like that. See how I'm doing that? I'm doing it from the front. And then I want to do it from the side. I want to do the underside, like the neck area here. And you just keep doing those short little strokes. You can go around the entire bear in that manner. Just like that. And I'll show you what the bear should look like when it's completed. I'll put this one aside now because the sculpture portion is done. This is what your bear will look like when it's done. See this, how I made those little strokes? I went around the entire bear. You can even see like the underside, even like the legs here. You can see those lines. And do the strokes underneath, all around the head, the facial area. And it has a really nice effect once it's complete. I want to show you how to paint the bear now. You can use acrylic paints like this, which can be bought in any art store. There's about 18 different colors in this package. And tonight we're going to be using a few different colors. Basically, I'm going to be using black and white. We'll make it simple. So we'll use white and then the black. And I'll put this aside. And the brushes, I'll show you the brush that we want to use. I got a pretty good brush that I bought recently for the eyes. And even, see this here, it's got a very sharp point. It's very good for doing the eyes. And we'll also do the claws, and I'll show you how to do that. Just dab it a little bit in there. And then what we're going to do is, I'm just going to put it in here in the eye area. Just kind of work it around. And then I'm going to put it in here. Just like that. And then we'll proceed to do the nose, which is right here. So I'm going to show you, you're just going to kind of do that. And then the front part, just dab it, just like that. And then for the mouth area, so we can outline it, I'll show you, we're going to just kind of see that? And then we'll proceed to do the other side in the same manner. And I'll take and see that? Pretty cool, huh? And then what we want to do is make the little claw area here. Do 1, 2, 3, and I think we'll do 4. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll do the same in the back. 1, 2, 3, 4. So those little indentations that we made on the feet, that's where you're going to be painting the black. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is how you do the feet. Now I want to show you how to paint the body. I'll take and I'll put this in the water now. And the other type of brush that we want to use here, we're going to actually use a couple of different brushes. I like this brush here because it's wide, and we can do more of the body. But then you want to also have a smaller brush like this to do around the facial area, because it's very difficult to get around that. Okay, so now just kind of dab it like this, ever so slightly, just kind of dab. And we're going to paint around the facial area. See that? Just, and if you do cover-ups on the black paint you put on there, you can just always go back over the black again if you want. But just kind of, just dab it ever so slightly. See that? Just do it very carefully. And I'll show you, just going to go around the face like that. See how I'm doing that? Just ever so slightly. Just kind of work around the eyes very, very slowly and carefully. Just like that. And then we're just going to dab it. So I'm dabbing the ears. Just kind of dab them like that. Just going to dab it. And we'll just do a little more underneath like that. Just go back and forth, back and forth. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the bigger brush, and I'll show you how to do that. We're going to take this in order to get more done on the body. See this, how we can cover more area? Back and forth, back and forth. And then we'll do the same thing for the legs. Back and forth, back and forth. And we're going to paint the bear in that manner. Keep going back and forth. And then just going to do back and forth like that. You want to paint the entire bear. And when you get near the where I made the toes, just kind of dab it ever so slightly and kind of try to go around that area so you don't paint over the black. And you can always touch it up if you do paint over the black, so don't worry about that. And you just go back and forth, back and forth. We're going to paint the underside. See this? Back and forth, just like that. And I will show you what the finished painted bear should look like. I have it right here. When you're complete, see how I got the nice black nose, the nice black mouth there? See that? See I got the black claws? That's where we made the little indentations with the toothpick. And on the back feet. And I painted the entire bear white. I didn't paint the bottom of the feet because you don't have to do that. But see I painted all white here. And that's what your polar bear will look like when it's complete. And I do hope that you enjoyed coming to Creations in Clay tonight. And I do look forward to seeing you again next week. And goodbye for now. Thank you.